Hey everybody, welcome to Sunday with Dr. Selfridge. A little bit of a jazz mood here at the beginning. Good to see everybody here in the chat room asking questions already. We are live with any questions you might have and requests. I'll take requests. We have a good time on Sunday, kind of relaxed. I answer your questions. We have a little chat. We have Terry and Joe in the chat room helping us out. And I'm going to jump right in. Of course, we have Dennis on the line. Let's say hi to Dennis. Dennis, you here?
I'm here.
All right, good.
I'm ready to go.
Good. Just make sure my volume's turned down on your device if you could. All right, so welcome everybody. Let's jump right into the chat room. If you've never been here before, I'm Dr. Selfridge. Welcome to my live streams. We're here several times a week. We answer your questions about all kinds of band instruments and things. And today is the day where it's kind of a free-for-all. I answer any questions I get in the chat. I take requests as much as possible. So we're going to go through some of our chat room stuff here, and we'll play some. Claudio Sesu is here. Hello. Gabriel Weems is here. Hello, Gabriel. Aldair is here. Vincent is here. Vincent Ibarra. Enocan, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Galaxy says, I just started playing clarinet and saw your videos. I can play Fight Song on my clarinet. Thank you. That's great. Congratulations on that. Yeah, that's a fun one. That's a good tune. All right. So Gabriel says, Dr. Selfridge is a good teacher. I wish he was mine. That's nice, Gabriel. And actually, I sort of, like you said, I sort of am your teacher. If you come to my live streams, I'm one of your teachers. Let's see here. What else? Kennedy says, hello. Mike Hamilton, hello. And Mike, you will be very pleased with me today because I do have the sheet music for Flower of Scotland as requested. And I'm going to play some of that. I'll play it for you today, okay? And you can tell me if I'm doing the tempo right and things like that. Bexad, good evening. Well, good evening for Mike Hamilton. It's good afternoon here where I am. Let's see. Krish is here. Hi, Krish. I'm excited. I hope you are. Let's see. What else? Questions. I would love to have some questions in the chat. A lot of people saying hi. Let me do all my shout outs here. Agus said, just got a tenor sax. That's awesome. Nanu is here. And Mike, I have you covered for Flower of Scotland. I'll get my saxophone out. I'm going to play that next, okay? Leslie Jimenez is here. Kennedy, I'm doing great. Thank you. Owen McClarty is here. Lynette Smith is here. Little scale warm up on my saxophone. Jacqueline says hello from Philadelphia. All right, hometown. That's where I'm from. Although I'm not in the Philadelphia city limits. I'm just outside. Jacqueline plays cello, clarinet, and flute, beginning again after 48 years of not playing. Wowzers. That's awesome. Isn't that cool, Dennis?
Oh, yeah.
You ever thought about Dennis, have you ever thought about picking up an instrument? You ever played an instrument?
Yeah, I played guitar for a long time, but my problem is physical.
Oh,
because I can't the other arm.
The finger.
No, I used to play a lot when I was younger.
Wow, that's great. Well, Jacqueline is from Philadelphia, plays cello, clarinet, and flute, beginning again after 48 years of not playing. That's amazing. So, Jacqueline, I hope we can help you out in whatever way. I certainly do a lot of clarinet and flute on this channel. Lewis Blakely, what's the difference between blues and jazz? Mike Hamilton and I have had this chat before. I would say blues is usually more centered on the blues structure of songs, where a blues structure is when you have specific chords. So, the one chord. Let me turn this up. So I need to have my keyboard turned up. So you have like your chord here, and then the 4 chord, and then the 1 chord. There's a specific sequence to the chords. Jazz uses a lot of blues, but also branches out into lots of other chord progressions. Blues uses mostly blues chord progressions, but sometimes some variations. Okay, let's see. Tin plays clarinet and flute. Flippy Films, hello again. Leslie Jimenez, what do I do if my cork peels off of my clarinet? That you pretty much have to take to a repair shop. It's kind of hard to fix a cork yourself. Until you can get it to a repair shop, you can do a temporary fix, like put the cork back around as best you can, and you can even put a little clear tape on there to just hold it in place until you can get it fixed. All right. Request, Jacqueline, 2 for the Road and the Days of Wine and Roses on the clarinet. Okay, I might be able to get to that. Kennedy, how hard is it to change from flute to alto sax? Not very hard. The biggest change is the embouchure. Flute is a small hole here that you blow air between your lips. Saxophone is like an O shape, bottom lip over your teeth, top teeth. But the fingers are very similar. Okay, I'm gonna get back to the questions, but I want to get into my first request here, which is our friend Mike, who is with us almost every time. A great friend of ours is from Scotland, from Edinburgh, and has been asking for this song. So Mike, I'm going to play this for you right now. I'm going to play it straight with no sort of jazziness to it. Let me know how it sounds, and then, just give me any tips you might have. Okay. Most of the times I've heard this, it's pretty slow. Let me show you what I'm reading. Might as well, guys. I'm going to show you the sheet music that I'm looking at. Let's make sure we're at full screen here. Here we go. This is the sheet music I'm looking at that Mike sent me. Okay? And so it's 6/8. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, bum, 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 bum. I'll take a little faster than that. Here we go. 1, 2, 1. Again. Now, this song is very interesting. It's a very beautiful song. Mike, thank you for recommending it. Whoops, how did that happen? Let me get back to my screen. Sometimes I hit things on my computer. I don't know what they do. This song in this version is in G major, and it's B, B, A, G. So mi, mi, re, do, so. And you go through, blah, 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 blah. It's all in G major. But what's interesting is when you get down here, it uses an F natural, which is the flat 7th, which gives it a real interesting sound, which you actually hear a lot in music played on bagpipes, because they don't always have it. Sometimes you just hear that sound. That sound interesting? Because usually you might hear in another style of song, you might hear do, ti, re, do, but this is a flat 7. Very interesting. Okay, so Mike, I'll be looking for your feedback on that, how that sounded to you. Any recommendations? Let's see. going here to our chat. Here we go. Thanks for all the Adobe, Kevin Grieg. Not sure what you mean by that, but and Tao, can I do a flute tutorial with the song "It's a Small World"? That Disney song. It's a small world after all. I can show you the beginning of it. I'm not sure what key we would do it in. So if we do it in like the standard band key of B flat, it starts on Do. It starts on B flat. Do, do, mi, do, re, re, re. So B flat, D, B flat, C. And then you do like the same thing, but up, starting on C. Sorry, C, C, E flat, C. And then you do the same pattern again. D, D, F, D, E flat. D, C, G, F, F, A, B flat. I think that's pretty much how it goes. I'll play it again for you. Am I remembering that song correctly? Okay. Oh, Kevin says, thank you for all the advice. Got it. Raymond Naduka says, what does it take to play by ear? We've talked about this in other classes. And actually, I just demonstrated it to you when I did It's a Small World. Here's the way you play by ear. You can't skip this step. Some people can if they got really good natural ears. But you've got to know, it really helps to know your do, re, mi scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Right? Just like the sound of music. Do, a deer, a female deer. If you've ever heard that song before. So you do that. And then you start to figure out any song that you hear, any song that you know. Mary Had Little Lamb, It's a Small World After All, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. You start to figure out how those sounds fit onto the solfege scale. Do, re, mi. And then after a while of practicing that, you start hearing a new melody you never heard before. You can easily pick up on it because you can match it onto that scale. And you can figure it out pretty quick. Flippy Films, is it hard to change from flute to clarinet? And that's Flippy, this is the answer, very similar to I gave the answer earlier about flute to alto sax. Same answer. The embouchure is different, so it takes some adjustment, but the fingers are very similar, so it's not so hard. Robert Buxton, hi from Vancouver Island. One of my more senior students, 70 years old. All right, so you started on sax 1.5 years ago. Well, thank you, Robert. Welcome. I hope that you enjoy these live streams and put some questions in the chat. Kennedy, I answered that flute to alto sax question. Tin, switching between flute and French horn, that's quite a big difference because the fingers are different and the lips are quite different. Although, if you make your flute face, it's not that different from French horn because flute is straight lips, kind of together, with a small bit of air coming through the middle. And then for a brass instrument, you would simply just put your lips tighter together so the air doesn't escape as easily and it turns into a buzz. So flute, brass, you're just closing up that flute embouchure a little bit tighter and you get the buzz. Okay. Mike Hamilton says, welcome. He felt like he was the oldest at 56 years, but you've been superseded, Mike. Jacqueline. Okay, Jacqueline is answering, it looks like a flute question there. Why is my thumbnail clarinet? I don't know. I put different thumbnail pictures up there. I can play clarinet, too. Mike Hamilton. Okay, so Mike, did Mike check in any more on the tempo? Yeah, but Mike, when I listen to it, it's slow. And any feedback on how it sounded there, Mike? And he says, oh, here it goes. You are showing me up. I don't sound that good. I can't do vibrato. Well, Mike, I've heard you play because you've sent me videos and you sound quite good. To add vibrato, you just have to work slowly and think about moving your bottom teeth that are under your bottom lip. You just kind of it's almost like just pushing gently on the reed, like you're sort of massaging it up and down. And you go like, you just start slow. You just go for that evenness sound, okay? The even sound. Mike says it is normally played on bagpipes. Okay. Francesco, hey, ciao, Francesco. Hello. Hope you, good to see you as always. Donna Cooper is here. Hi, Donna. How are you? I hope you are, I don't know. I hope you're enjoying these live streams. I don't know if you've been to one of these before, but say hello to your students. I certainly welcome any of your beginner students to come in. Great. Donna and I go way back in music teacher land, fellow music teachers. Okay. Aldair is here. Welcome. Nanu, hello. And our friend with the username I can't pronounce says, when did you start engaging in music? I was probably about 10 years old. 10 years old when I started studying music with a teacher. But even when I was younger, I sang, and did musical things. Let's see. Kennedy, how much do alto sax reeds cost? About, I don't know, I think they're like $3 each if you buy a box. Yeah, about $2 to $3 each, depending on what you buy. US dollars. Rosie is here. Hi, Rosie. Rosie plays Roblox. Hello. And plays flute. Guys, do you have any requests? I know a friend earlier requested an old jazz song, Days of Wine and Roses on clarinet. Boy, I don't know if I know the specific version that you know, because you were saying it's the Dave Grusin, I think, version. But I can probably play that tune. Zoe's mom here. It was great to watch you work out the notes of It's a Small World. Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's how I figure out songs. If you have the song in your head, you just try to match it onto what does it sound like on your do, re, mi scale. Like, twinkle, twinkle, little star, do, do, sol, do, 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 sol, sol, la, la, sol. Then it just goes down a scale. You start to hear these things the more you practice. Inocan or Inosan Galaxy. You're a great teacher. I learned the basics in 2 days by watching your videos. Awesome. Rosie. Oh, yeah. So, Rosie, we usually do mostly questions today. But if you have a request, you could request something you want to play along with. We could do beginner band tunes. Let me find it here. So if you have a request of something you want to play, Rosie, let me know. We could do something from the website. Let me get it set up here. Donna says, thanks. Many of my students have visited. These have been great. Thanks, Donna. I really appreciate it. It's just nice. It's something to keep students playing, I hope. Any reason for students to pick up their instrument is a great thing, right? Rosie, okay, Jingle Bells. All right, Rosie wants to play Jingle Bells, which is so I'll show you guys. If you go to drselfridgemusic.com and you go to Livestream Beginner Band, that's where you want to go. And you go to Beginner Band Tunes Packet, and Rosie plays the flute. I'm going to play flute. And you click on your instrument. I'm going to zoom in. And there's a lot of fun songs we could play. If you guys have a request, we could play one of these. And Rosie wanted Jingle Bells. Are you feeling in a Jingle Bells mood, even though it's June? We're almost halfway to Jingle Bells time. Okay, let's find it. It's number 32. So if you have your instrument, if you want to find this packet, you can play along. Rosie, how about we play this, okay? I hope you have your flute. So we're going to go D, 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 D. About that speed. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Beginning. now we jump to the second ending. So there we go. That was for Rosie. Rosie plays Roblox. And let's see what we have next. I want to see if I can do our friend. I need to go back and see our new friend's name because my short-term memory is not the best. Dennis, do you remember who requested Days of Wine and Roses?
Yeah.
Jacqueline. Was it Jacqueline?
Right. Yes.
All right. Da-da. You know, and we could do, sometimes when I do my jazzy play-alongs. So Dennis, while I'm looking for this, is there any question that I could jump to? Do you see?
Yeah, there's one by Maria Silva. I'm going to be studying music education. Any tips?
Oh, wow. Maria, you're going into music education. That's awesome. My biggest tip is, let's see. If you don't, here's a good tip. If you don't already play piano, you should start preparing, getting yourself comfortable with playing piano and singing. If you're not comfortable playing piano or singing very much, you should get yourself comfortable with that. So start to learn the basics of piano, where the notes are, start to learn your scales, how to create chords, and start, if you don't already do what I was talking about with learning songs by ear with the solfege, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, start working on that, because that develops your ear training, which you need to do in college for music education. All right, here's Days of Wine and Roses. I'm going to see if I can play this. Here's the background track. That's a really nice tune, and it's been done in a lot of different versions. So Jacqueline, if that was a faster version than the one you know, or slower, I hope that was at least something nice for you to listen to. Francesco has asked for some blues scales. I can do that. Dennis, while I'm getting my tenor sax out, is there anything I could answer?
Yes, several. Richard Dennis. Whoops, I'm losing it here. Hi, Steve. Love the channel. Can you give me some tips on breathing? I've started clarinet and run out of steam when concentrating on reading the music.
Okay. So this is for Richard. So, Francesco, I'm getting my tenor sax out, tenor sax to play something for you. And Richard, tips on breathing. So I talk about breathing a lot, and those of you that watch my channel know I talk about long tones a lot. Long tones means you just take a deep breath, and all you do is hold the note as steady as you can. For just, time yourself. How long can you hold the note steady? And that will build up your breathing. So that would be my recommendation for building up your breathing. Long tones. And it will just have confidence, have the confidence that it will get better when you practice it. All right. Oh, man, my tenor sax read is looking all kinds of not so great, but let's try it. While still getting this ready, let's see here. Robert, do I have a tutorial for Pink Panther on tenor sax? I don't cover my teeth Let's see. I don't think I have a tenor. Do I have a tenor sax Pink Panther video? I don't know. I have to check. I don't cover my teeth with the bottom lip. My sound seems less muted and fuller. I really think 99% of players do the bottom lip over the teeth. Sometimes you'll see jazz players where their bottom lip kind of juts out like this. I don't really play that way because I like to have more. It just works better for me. The bottom lip over the bottom teeth, like this. Whatever allows you to play with the best sound and the control that you want is okay. And as long as you're getting a good sound, I'm not gonna argue, different ways that people play. But for my students, I teach them to do this standard embouchure this way. All right, so this is for Francesco. A couple of blues scale on tenor sax. Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna go to a blues play along. Blues. I'll do a B flat blues backing track. And let's do it. I'm going to play a little, it's called, I'm going to play Night Train, which is a blues song I was doing on my jazz class. Here we go. This is called Night Train. Solo on the blues scale. So that's a little blues for Francesco. Boom. Hope you enjoyed that. Let's see. Flippy Films, hey. I don't see what Flippy Films said. Oh, Zoe plays flute. This land is your land. This land is my land. That's a good one. Da 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 da. I assume I'm going to play it on flute because that's what you play. Okay, so learning songs by ear. This land is your land. Da 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 da. This land is your land. So that is, I can tell by comparing it to my solfege scale. Da 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 da. So la ti do do. No. Do re mi fa mi. Okay, I think it's do re mi fa 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 fa. Do re fa do re mi mi. That's what it is. Okay. Sometimes it takes me a minute. Yeah, it's do re mi fa. I'll do it in E flat. There we go. Arnaldo says, Days of Wine and Roses reminds me of Red Roses for a Blue Lady. I actually don't know that song you mentioned, Arnaldo, the second one. It sounds familiar, but I don't know if I could place it. Mike Hamilton, if I practice circle of fourths, will that help me with scales and arpeggios? Yes, practicing the circle of fourths in and of itself won't necessarily help you with arpeggios. It helps you in that. You'll learn all the notes that you can play on your instrument, but just practicing the circle doesn't help you with arpeggios. For arpeggios, you have to do your scale. My little earpiece came out. Your scale, skip a note, note, skip a note. So you take like you could practice your arpeggios on each note of the circle. So like take G major, and I go G, B, D. Those are my arpeggio. Now I'm going to go another step on the circle and do C. C, E, G, E, C. And the way you figure out your arpeggios is you need to know your scales. So major scales and take 1, 3, 5 for your arpeggio. Rosie has a question. Oh, I do have a bass clarinet. I will get that. And I will answer this question about sticky valve. Holly Baker, have you got advice on a sticky valve on a trumpet? Oh, I lost it. Put it in the bath and cleaned it that way. It's still so. Holly, if your trumpet is still sticky, where'd my trumpet go? Oh, here it is. If your trumpet valve is still sticky after all that stuff that you did, it's possible there could be a dent somewhere in the casing. So if there's a little nick or a dent, or if this part has got bumped, it can that can affect your valves working. So they could be sticking for that reason and not because they need more oil. But I would say just go through, make sure when you're putting the oil on. I just had a student, when you're putting the oil needs to go on this bottom part here, because this is the part that actually touches the valves, not this top part. Some people try to put the oil inside these little nooks and crannies. The oil needs to go on this part down here that actually touches the valve casing. Okay. Rosie, do you need to use oil on a flute? No. Don't use instrument oil on your flute. It's only used... Key oil is only used extremely rarely if your flute keys are not working, if they're not working properly. But I would leave that to a professional repairman or until you get a little bit more experienced. Woodwind players don't use key oil like brass players use valve oil. Brass players use valve oil all the time. Can I play a low B on the flute? Yeah, and I said I would get my bass clarinet too. Let me grab my bass clarinet, guys, okay? I have to take this off. I'm going to show you. Here we go. I'm walking over here. It's back here. Here we go. Here's my bass clarinet. So, let me get my earpiece back in. And so I can hear Dennis. And Dennis, while I'm getting my bass clarinet going, is there a question I could jump to?
Oh, yeah. Well, one is our new friend from Korea. His username is Bangtan Seong Yeondan.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so as long as you hold that in your head, you'll be fine.
Somebody needs to write that down for me. I know Terry's on it.
I will. I'll write it down. Yeah.
Yes?
I have another one here. Where it go?
We'll do another question, then I'll play some bass clarinet.
Yeah. Flippy Films, I think, asked this before. Low B on the flute.
Yeah, I can do low B on the flute. All right, here we go. So, bass clarinet. What should I play on bass clarinet, guys? I don't know. Oh, you know what? I'll do... I don't know. What's a good bass clarinet song?
Yeah, Peter and the Wolf.
What's that?
Peter and the Wolf.
Right. Actually, I think this is In the Hall of the Mountain King. Peter and the Wolf is... How does Peter and the Wolf go? It's escaping me, but...
Similar.
What's that?
It's similar.
It is similar for sure. Oh! Oh, goodness, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm squeaking. Little Pink Panther for you. Okay, let's see. Lots of good comments on here. Kennedy has to go, says have a good rest of the stream. See you, Kennedy. Rafi, am I part of a band? Yes, I'm in a professional band, and I teach the band too. Oh, low B on the flute. Okay. Here we go. Let me put my bass clarinet away carefully. Low B is low D flat, low C, and then this extra key. So you really have to sort of let your aperture be a little bit more open, and you think of warm air like you're trying to put fog on a mirror, on a window. Ooh, let me try that again. Well, actually, maybe I can't. My flute's not working so well for me. But you have to hear how much open this has to be. It has to be really let the air go in a different way. Bexot, is it hard to circular breathe? Circular breathing. Fill your cheeks with air. Use the air in your cheeks to force through your instrument while you breathe in through your nose. So I always tell people to practice, fill your cheeks with air, and then force the air out just using your cheeks, not your lungs. And then practice breathing in through your nose. It looks really funny, looks really strange. Then we try here. And the hard part, the really hard part actually, is then trying to apply it while your fingers move, because then it's a coordination thing, which I haven't worked too much on. Okay. Let's see. I do have a baritone saxophone. It's over in the corner. Maybe I'll play it next time. I don't want to disconnect my ear thing again. I'll never get it back. Okay, so folks, we are going to go about 10-ish more minutes. I want to tell you about what I have this week. We have our normal schedule. My normal schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Here's my schedule, everybody. If you're not used to, if you're not already familiar with it, I should say. But actually, this week, and Dennis, this is for you and Joe and Terry, tomorrow unfortunately, we're not going to have beginner class because, I'm finishing up a very busy 2 weeks at school, and tomorrow I have to be in a special event for my school all afternoon. So I'm going to be busy tomorrow afternoon at something at school from like 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock. So not going to be able to have a beginner class tomorrow, unfortunately, but we will be back Wednesday for advanced band. So if you're a beginner, you can come to Wednesday, even though it's advanced band. We have a lot of beginners that come in and just check it out and see what they can learn. It's a lot of fun. Okay. Flippy's Film says, why is everyone leaving? Sorry, sometimes people have things to do, Flippy. It's okay. Our new friend in Korea says it's really early in the morning there, so they're going to get going. I got to look up their name again to make sure I can say it. Where did that go? Bangtan Seo Yondan. Hopefully I got close. What else? Dennis, you want to jump in with anything?
Yeah.
I saw a request
Maria
from Mike.
Maria Silva says, "Can you play Speechless from Aladdin on flute?"
I know. I mean, I assume you mean the Aladdin, the Disney cartoon. I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know that song. Maybe is that from this?
Yeah, that's from the movie.
Speechless is in the movie.
I believe so.
Huh,
it's written for that. Maybe it's written for the stage.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that one because I don't know that one. Sorry, I don't know that request.
Yeah, Mike's looking for Wonderful World.
Okay. I guess I'll play it on sax for Mike. What a Wonderful World. Great song. Let's see. I believe it's in the key of F major, so I'm going to play it in D major, which is the alto sax key. Let me turn off my snare drum. It's buzzing at me. All right. There we go, and there's more to it, but that's a nice, pretty song. Thank you for that request. Let's see. So we're going to be wrapping up soon, guys. Want to answer a few more questions. Rosie, will there be a beginner class on Monday? Rosie, you might have been asking that question just as I was explaining, but no class tomorrow, unfortunately, because I said I have this event at school that I need to do. But please come Wednesday. All right. Speechless from Aladdin. I don't know that one. Izuchukwu. I did not see your question. Dennis, did you see that question?
No, we just got it. It's how do I play higher notes on the clarinet?
Oh, right. I think you did ask that, and I kind of forgot. Higher notes on the clarinet. So, two-part answer. Number one, if you've never explored the upper range of the clarinet, you get there by playing your low note really strong. Like let's take a 1 2 3 1 2. That's a low A. And play real strong, good embouchure, and then you take your thumb tip and you just move it so it taps this back key. And if you're using a good embouchure and your reed is solid, you're going to get the higher register. So that's step one. That's getting used to getting over the break. Then if you're getting in your higher notes of your clarinet and you're having problems, like you can't get the high notes out, you might need a reed that's a little stronger. You might need to go like a 3 or 3.5 reed, and make sure your reed is on straight. Make sure you're using strong air. Okay. Let's see. How do you get a better sound out of the Bari sax? Ethan Bradley. It's the same as any saxophone. You have to have a good band face, and you have to have the right amount of mouthpiece in your mouth. So a good saxophone embouchure is O, firm O. You should see little creases in your bottom lip because it's kind of scrunched up like a purse string, sort of. Okay, and that goes under the reed. So when you play the sax, it should not be like biting a sandwich, like M. It should be O. You're surrounding the mouthpiece and the reed with an O shape. That way you get control from the sides, this way, and you're not squishing the reed. If you squish the reed too much with your bottom lip, it deadens the reed and the reed can't vibrate the way it wants to. So this is wrong. This is right. Okay? M, no good. O is good. Okay. Rosie says, after this class, I'm probably going to go play Roblox. Cool. Oh, boy. Okay. So Terry checked in with this question from B3, Bean God. I'm not sure what that is. When playing Rhapsody in Blue, the clarinet, what's the best technique from doing the glissando? Okay. I get this a lot. This is another popular question. So what you have to do is a combination of lipping the reed down. So lipping the reed down is when you go. You got the in tune note, but then you use your lips to kind of pull the reed away from the mouthpiece, and it creates like this vacuum almost of air in your mouth, and that pulls the reed down. That pulls the sound down. So you work on that. Then I've seen professional players, they also kind of gradually slide their fingers off D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and then you finally get to that high C that's in tune. And I've tried this a few times, and to better or worse effect, but there we go. I did it pretty well that time. You have to get up to that octave, and then you just slide. You got your embouchure pulled down, and meanwhile you're sliding your fingers up the clarinet off the holes, and there you go. Okay, so 2 more questions, then we'll wrap up. Juan Ignacio, what is the best way to start learning funk? The best way to start learning any style of music is to listen to as many examples of that music that you know, and then that you can find, I should say. So listen to many different examples, figure out what you most want to sound like, which recordings kind of make you the most excited, like, oh, I want to sound like that. And then you try to copy off the recordings. You can buy sheet music, and with the sheet music, you can imitate the recordings that you hear. Funk is a lot of very fast rhythms with very precise articulation. So, like a lot of and a lot of like offbeat stuff. So you really got to listen and just work to imitate those great players. All right. Arnaldo, how would that glissando sound like on alto sax? You do the same thing, except the alto sax doesn't have the holes that you can gradually lift up off of, but you would do the same thing with the embouchure. So say you're going up to a high B. You'd lip it down. Same concept as I talked about on the clarinet. It's like you're pulling the reed down. And then you would just start on a lower note, like maybe a D, and kind of fly up the scale. But when you get to the B, you don't want to be at B yet. You want to be at your jaw lowered B, and then finish the job with your embouchure. So Johnny Hodges, one of my favorite sax players, was famous for this. He'd do the glissando fingers, but even when his fingers got to the note he wanted, his embouchure still wasn't there, and it creates this like suspense. That's Johnny Hodges glissando. Okay, so I want to thank everybody for being here. Dennis, thank you for being here. You got the memo that we're not going to be here tomorrow.
I got it.
Okay, and we're going to miss everybody, I'm sure, but we met a lot of new people today, which was fun. Yeah, we met a few new people.
Yeah, more than a handful.
Yeah, absolutely. So everybody that was new today, thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe and come back again. Here's my schedule. Again, everything is good, except we're not going to be here tomorrow. Please come back with more requests. Today's the day where I do most of my requests, and the other days we more do play along. So for our other classes, you should have your instrument and try to play along. I try to have music for everybody on my website, and we all have a good time. So everybody, thanks so much for being here. Good to see a lot of old friends and new people. I hope you all will come back. Thanks to Terry and Joe in the chat. Let's get our jazz music going here. We're going to go out with a little jazz today just to change it up. And we want to say thank you, everybody, for watching. Thanks once again to Dennis, and we'll see you guys on Wednesday. All right? Make sure you practice, and enjoy. See you, everybody.